Hello and welcome back to the channel. So a few weeks ago I managed to get in a windsurfing session at Alton Water, and this time the centre had actually been donated, quite an old board, so I was trying to give that a go and see how it would go and see if it actually worked. So the board was quite an old one, so it needed modifying so I could put a new style sail on it, so I had to find a UJ that worked, which luckily I managed to find, otherwise it was going to be a bit of a pain in the arse. But I managed to sort that, so it was quite good. I managed to get that ready so I could go out sailing. So the board is actually 112 litre compared to the 205 litre one that I've been using before, so it was quite a difference in size. You could definitely see the difference when just holding it and taking it down to the water. So that was one of the first things I noticed. So the wind was kind of south-southwest, so coming kind of straight over the trees, and it was kind of 10 gusting 15 knots, kind of going up to 20 at times, but it just slowly increased at the end of the session when I was coming in. So that was a bit annoying, but that's what happens when you go out, and sometimes it's not always the best weather. So the weather was okay. It was a bit cloudy and grey and a bit cold at times, but not too bad for the time of year. So looking back at the session, it was really good to try and give just a different board a go, because I haven't really had much choice in boards and sails. So it was nice to give something else a go and just see what the differences were. One of the main things I found was when the board actually got going, it was a lot faster, just because there was a lot less weight to it. So that was quite a nice difference, and actually getting going a lot faster, even though there wasn't as much wind as some of the times that I've got it going. So the other thing that I found was the board needed a lot more balance, because the board was a lot longer but didn't have the width as the other one. So when I was putting my foot on the side, it made a real difference, and meant I needed to almost counteract my balance with my other foot, getting the foot over on the other side of the board just to help that. Whereas before, just having that bit more volume to the other one didn't affect me as much. So that was one of the things I found. The other thing I found was that it definitely needs a lot more tuning, the board, because where I had the mast set up, the mast track set up, was probably not in the right place, because once I got the board going and everything, what I found was that the board was just naturally turning up into the wind, because I was pulling my sail back and it was just turning the board up into the wind, which in turn meant I'd come up and slow down and it would stop, and it wasn't very good. So I need to try and play with that a bit, and hopefully that should, after a bit of time, just become a bit easier. The other thing was that the conditions to try and learn in were not easy, because it was so gusty coming over the trees and everything, that where I was sailing, I was trying to go in the middle so I didn't have to sail too far upwind. I was kind of just getting gusts right in the middle, just when they're kind of at their full force, but it wasn't very constant, so it wasn't very easy to work with. But that's what happens. So the session was a bit shorter than I expected, but for what I managed to get out of it, I was quite happy, so that was good. So the next session that I'm hopefully going to do is going to be the Up the Brum event, which is a uni windsurfing event, which is going to be held up in Birmingham. So that should be good fun. There's going to be some windsurfing and then hopefully a bit of social that I can show you. But we'll just have to go from there and see what I can get. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and see you in the next one.